is the size, the intensity, and the scale at which technology transfer will happen. Therefore, HTTPS is not an office, nor a building, but it is an ecosystem that brings various technology actors together, irrespective of size or the type of sector. The projects to be undertaken within the HTTPS will be based on cutting-edge digital technologies, such as the Industrial Internet of Things, cybersecurity, X-reality, big data analytics, and artificial intelligence, autonomous robotics, and edge computing. Leveraging on a 5G network and high-performance computing, we are looking at intelligent networking of machines, processes, and people streamed with real-time data analytics to explore untapped potential while simultaneously producing complete creative value chain. The technologies mentioned above are termed cyber-physical systems. They converge the physical and the virtual environment to warrant the fourth industrial revolution. The advent of 4IR is a premise that is contained in the economic advancement pillar of the Harambee Prosperity Plan 2. At this juncture, I wish to express my appreciation to His Excellency, Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, for the confidence and trust that you have afforded me by means of appointing me to the Namibia 4th Industrial Revolution Task Force. Honorable Chancellor, for any tertiary education institution to compete globally and achieve world-class status, it needs to have a robust research portfolio. The HTTPS will enable the university to increase its offerings at the postgraduate level. Our first step in this direction is our commitment to the establishment of the Integrated Water Resource Management Graduate School Program in partnership with the German Ministry of Education and Research, BLU, of 40 million Namibian dollars. I'm pleased to highlight that NAST has partnered with MTC to bring the HTTPS to life. Several innovative virtual and in-person projects will be housed in this facility. MTC $51 million partnership will support 13 research projects under an existing 5-year memorandum of understanding. The Managing Director of MTC. Thank you for the thought leadership and for the confluence of ideas and the realization of this groundbreaking undertaking. Collaboration of this nature enable future innovations to be brought to market by industry, and it benefits our society. In fact, this initiative itself is a groundbreaking experiment in developing new skills, next generation of workforce, and a conduit for recruitment of top talent. Honorable ministers, Madam Chairperson of the University Council, the NAST MTC HTTPS is significant from a business perspective because it offers unique environment for businesses, including startups, to increase their appetite for 4IR, but at the same time mitigate the risk associated with the disruptive nature of 4IR. The NAST MTC HTTPS is highly significant from a national perspective by driving human-centric digital transformation for Industry 4.0 and by closing the technology and digital divide within our communities. The ecosystem is the first of its kind in Namibia that is premised to pipeline high-end projects for investment. We are pleased to note advanced engagement with GIZ, the Walvis Bay Corridor Group, and various others. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude my remarks, I would like to again express my profound gratitude to all stakeholders in the public and private sector for providing unwavering support to the education. Initiatives such as these will capacitate our students, empower them to make truly meaningful contributions as we look to position Namibia ideally to reap the benefits of the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you and attention.
There you have it from the Vice-Chancellor of NUST, Dr. Errol Naumab, and a truly memorable, historic day that we have today. It's progress, it's technology, and that is exactly what Namibia move forward. Next words will be by the Managing Director of MTC, which is Dr. Licky Rastus. If we can welcome Dr. Licky Rastus to share a few words.
Before going further into the speech, I and indeed the entire team of MTC ambassadors would like to note the devastating impact that COVID-19 has had on the lives of our loved ones. I would like to send a word of comfort and sympathy to all those who have been bereaved, and words of encouragement to those battling in homes and hospitals with COVID-19. Our prayers are with you. MTC realizes the importance of private-public partnership in advancing national development. We acknowledge that while every effort is put in place to respond to an array of social economic obligations, ranging from an unexpected COVID-19 pandemic that caught the world by surprise in 2020, it is against this knowledge that MTC has agreed to invest into continuous research and innovation in order to participate in developing fit for future technology solutions. Most notably is this smart partnership with NUST, which has seen the start of a roadmap towards a new multidisciplinary technology culture and interactive curricula accelerating innovation and helping deliver solutions to pressing social challenges in Namibia. Furthermore, MTC invests heavily in the full cycle of education in early childhood development, as we believe that to effect sustainable change, we need to support preschool endeavors as well as our ongoing projects of building physical classrooms for rural schools and supporting a nationwide internship program in partnership with tertiary institutions. The Internet of Things, 5G, artificial intelligence, automation, and big data analytics are some of the technologies we see transforming the future of human interaction, disrupting global business networks, and presenting exciting opportunities and challenges. To date, MTC has entered into smart partnership agreements with academic, government, and private institutions, as well as with non-profit and startup incubators, with the aim of nurturing talent and capability in fields like social sciences, artificial intelligence, data science, Internet of Things, as well as smart city solutions. While reflecting on NUST's theme for this academic year, which is envisioning higher education in a post-COVID era, I could not but think of the immense task that my colleague, Dr. Naumab, and his team have on hand. It is in part the responsibility to produce fourth industrial revolution-ready employees and innovators needed to lay the groundwork for the fusion of the biological, physical, and digital worlds. Their failure means we all fail as a nation. This is an opportune time such partnerships become solid foundation for academics, professionals, government, and industry players to understand the underlying principles and respond to the impacts of these emerging technologies. Currently, MTC is working on a total of 13 projects with NAS. These projects cover areas of emerging and disruptive technologies, pervasive computing, cybersecurity, forensics, and software development, to mention a few. The reality is that as a nation, we are not only striving to unite across religious, political, cultural, and racial lines, but through the digital economy that we are bridging the economic and information divide that has left much of our population behind. Therefore, as we enter this smart partnership with NAST, our long-term perspective is to take on the challenge of providing a technological ecosystem which will form the backbone of the Namibian digital economy and upon which the fourth industrial revolution will be built. We view this partnership as a necessary platform to bring the dream of equal opportunities for all closer. This means taking deliberate actions to create the value for all our stakeholders, while at the same time, through other MTC-related projects, such as the famous 081 Everyone and rural LTE mobile rollout, we are creating a bridge by which marginalized Namibian communities across the breadth and depth of our beloved nation will be 100% connected and participate meaningfully in the information age. Now, more than any other time in its existence, MTC has reassessed its purpose and commitment to Namibia. Through our digitalization strategy, our ambition is to develop a sustainable business model focused on inclusive capitalism, which means value is created not only for the shareholder, but all other stakeholders. This idea has been entrenched in our 5-year integrated strategic business plan. This model of business will be underpinned, amongst other goals, by research and innovation, which is where we see this partnership being critical in yielding research outcomes that can be immediately harnessed and enable MTC to be agile, adaptive, and responsive to a changing world. Today, we are particularly excited to announce for the first time that the High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select will be the official home of our digitalization team. In addition, the center will house some incubator initiatives that until now have been scattered across Namibia. Through virtual and physical collaboration platforms, this is the plaza that becomes a consolidated point of contact for some of Namibia's sharpest and brightest minds to cross-pollinate ideas with local and visiting scholars, researchers, industry experts, as well as ICT stakeholders. The idea is to bring participants from all sectors to provide thought leadership and produce white papers around cutting-edge technologies such as 5G. I would like to end with these few words, but take cognizance that such ventures are only possible with the support of all role players, and would like to call on His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, and his government ministers to continue with their support. To the NAS teams and MTC ambassadors, we turn to you to ensure the success of this great initiative. To the 081 communities, as well as the Namibian community at large, we hope that this collaboration is evidence of our commitment to fostering national development through research and innovation. I thank you all.
And there we have it from the Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Licky Erastus, and very intriguing words. And of course, you at home that is streaming, whether you're on the NUST Facebook page or on MTC's Facebook page, would love to hear from you. So drop us a comment in the section down below and give us your questions that we'll be drawing to the Dr. Naumab of NUST and also Dr. Erastus later on in the program. For now, we will be taking a short break very soon, so another 5 minutes, and by then you can grab yourself a coffee, grab some lunch, and we'll have a performance right here by Ronaldo Kandume, who will be on the saxophone. But for now, I'd like to call up again Dr. Naumab of NUST and Dr. Erastus of MTC for a brief presentation of the HTTPS.
Fully sustainable multi-purpose state-of-the-art building. The High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. In partnership with MTC, the building accommodates all kinds of scientific research. Situated in Windhoek, Namibia. The building stands 6 stories tall, with a parking lot housing over 250 cars. The ground floor is a retail space with a virtual reality pod housing progressive technologies that enable and capacitate the Namibian youth. The HTTPS represents the university's new strategic goal of industry partnerships and technological advancements and development, capacitating the Namibian populace and youth. The abundant facilities including but not limited to the state-of-the-art audio and video conference rooms, large open-plan study and research areas, convention and presentation rooms, and postgraduate and doctoral study rooms, form a conduit between industry and the university's research and academic activities. The HTTPS is not just a collection of brick-mortar and high-speed fiber cables, it is a model of merging practice and theory, a repository of concepts, ideas that have the potential to change the Namibian landscape through the infusion of technology and expertise both national and international. Enriching and supercharging Namibia's greatest asset, our human capital. NUST welcomes you to their fully sustainable multi-purpose state-of-the-art building. The High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. In partnership with MTC, the building accommodates all kinds of scientific research. Situated in Windhoek, Namibia. The building stands 6 stories tall, with a parking lot housing over 250 cars. The ground floor is a retail space with a virtual reality pod housing progressive technologies that enable and capacitate the Namibian youth. As an autonomous and independent entity, NUST, through the HTTPS, provides the canvas on which industry and other stakeholders can interact and develop projects and ideas through collaborative efforts and skill share. It's an inviting space where the new knowledge and technology transfer will drive inventions that will contribute to the socio-economic development of Namibia. NUST can further provide existing equipment, infrastructure and skill sets to develop and realize key projects. The HTTPS represents the university's new strategic goal of industry partnerships and technological advancements and development, capacitating the Namibian populace and youth. The abundant facilities including but not limited to the state-of-the-art audio and video conference rooms, large open-plan study and research areas, convention and presentation rooms, and postgraduate and doctoral study rooms, form a conduit between industry and the university's research and academic activities. The HTTPS is not just a collection of brick-mortar and high-speed fiber cables, it is a model of merging practice and theory, a repository of concepts, ideas that have the potential to change the Namibian landscape through the infusion of technology and expertise both national and international. Enriching and supercharging Namibia's greatest asset, our human capital.
Certainly inspiring and very interesting to see And definitely, we can't wait to see what talents and what innovation and technology will bring for us at the HTTPS in the years to come. For now, I'd love to hear from you. If you can pop us a comment down below if you've got any questions for our Q&A that's coming up for Dr. Naumab and Dr. Rustis of MTC. But for now, we're going to have a few words, and of course, an initiative like this can't be possible without the partnerships and the strategic partnerships that have been put in place by the likes of SASCOL. So we'll be hearing from Dr. Jane Olwok and also from the Chief Executive Officer from the Walvis Bay Corridor Group, who is Dr. Hippie Chivikwa. We also have from the GIZ office, the Country Director, Dr. Thomas Kirsch. So let's see the commitment statements from our partners.
On behalf of SASCO, I'm very pleased to be standing in this amazing building in which the first ever SASCO Graduate Studies Program, Integrated Water Resources Management, will be hosted. The SGSP Integrated Water Resources Management is funded by the Ministry of Education and Research and hosted by NAST. I must say that this program has come at a time when the state of water resources in terms of availability and quality are a critical concern for many of SASCO member states. Climate change and resultant droughts, together with domestic agriculture and industrial demands, have worsened the vulnerability of the water sector in the region. Such a challenge demands a caliber of scientists and engineers to come up with new information and technology to manage the water resources we have in a more sustainable manner. This SGSP is positioning itself to be such a center of excellence to offer solutions. Furthermore, the world, Africa, and the region are preparing themselves to embrace the new emission-free fuel, the green hydrogen. Water is still at the center stage of this new revolution. I am very convinced that this partnership between SASCO and NAST will provide another advantage to support the green hydrogen program, not only in Namibia, but also in other SADC member states. Research and human capital development will continue to drive innovation for technological development and advancement. Results of the Green Hydrogen Atlas, funded by BMBF again and coordinated by SASCO in 12 SADC member states, paves way for more projects to be developed. In an era in which the world is dealing with global problems with regional and national impacts, partnerships are important. Strong and sustained partnerships are mandatory, and I would like to end by thanking NAS for being a true partner for SASCO, and a big congratulations NAST for registering another great success story. Thank you.
And here we have a statement from our partners, partners at the Walvis Bay Corridor Group, the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Chivikwa, saying that the Walvis Bay Corridor Group is pleased to be a strategic partner with NUST and wholeheartedly supports the HTTPS ideals and aspirations, particularly in the context of green logistics and the fourth industrial revolution. And of course, we'll also be hearing from other strategic partners, and this message is brought to you by the Walvis Bay Corridor Group by Mr. Chivikwa. We'll also be hearing from the GIZ Country Manager, Dr. Thomas Kirsch. But for now, you're also welcome to grab yourself some lunch. We'll be having some more music by Ronaldo Kandume in just a second. But for now, let's go to hear from our next strategic partner and their commitment statement.
Director of Ceremonies, allow me to stand on the protocol already established. The GIZ of Germany has been working in Namibia in various focal areas of development since independence. During this time, we have had a long-standing and fruitful strategic development partnership that we are very proud of with NAST. Such partnerships spans over 2 decades and is ongoing. The allocation of 12 embedded advisors over the years, be it researchers or academics with a total work input of almost 60 expert years formed the backbone of this cooperation. These integrated experts have been financed through funding from the German Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development, and their main objective was to ensure a multi-level capacity development approach at NUST. While the work undertaken by the integrated experts and the results achieved are definitely remarkable, the partnership with NUST does not end there, and this was complemented by several short-term and long-term development advisors, numerous GIZ interns from Germany and Namibia, the funding of scholarships and equipment, as well as extensive support for the establishment of new academic programs. It must be noted that over the years, NUST has become somewhat of a service provider towards GIZ, offering much needed research and expertise on topics that are relevant to enable the effective and sustainable implementation of development projects by GIZ. With the emergence of the fourth industrial revolution, an area in which industrial development is marked by a fusion of technologies to change the way humans create, exchange, and distribute value, there's a constant need to ensure that knowledge organizations, such as NUST, leverage their strengths and maximize their potentials to guarantee that its students, faculty members, and the wider community can actively, beneficially participate in the sustainable socio-economic development of Namibia, but also towards advancements on the global stage. What has proven true time and again is that you can do very little on your own, but you can do so much more together. Therefore, in the spirit of the African concepts of Ubuntu and Harambee, strategic partnerships between the public and private sectors, development partners, non-governmental entities and institutions of higher learning are fundamental to Namibia, becoming an enabler of innovation and economic growth. I would therefore like to congratulate the Vice Chancellor of NUST, Dr. Harold Noah-Mapp, and his team, as well as the Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Licky Erastus, and his team on the successful launch of the High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select initiative, which seeks to facilitate a functional, technological-inspired ecosystem for the university, respective industries, development partners, and entrepreneurs. Spaces like these foster communication, collaboration, and creativity, and are much in need. Of course, setting up such an initiative is no small feat, and the fact that Dr. Noah-Mapp was able to see this initiative through to fruition in his first 100 days in office is testament to the strong leadership and passion for the institution that he possesses. Dr. Noah-Mapp, please receive once again my commitment to continue with the long-standing cooperation between our two organizations. With the HTTPS initiative, I know that a number of our projects are in discussion with NUST on current and future cooperation in this space. As I stated earlier, over the years, NUST has developed from a receiver of support to a full-fledged GIZ development partner at eye level. On behalf of GIZ, I would therefore like to once again congratulate the Namibia government, our partner NUST, and MTC on the successful establishment and launch of the HTTPS. Thank you to all the people who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this idea to success, and who will continue to work relentlessly in the background to ensure its continued success. Thank you very much for your attention.
And there you've heard it, and it certainly is a proud moment for all Namibia. So big thank you once again to our strategic partners at the Walvis Bay Corridor Group, at GIZ, and of course SASCO. It's your moment to take a short break. We'll be going over to some music. Grab yourself something to eat. Grab yourself something to drink, and thereafter we'll be hearing words from our Minister of Industrialization and Trade, where we'll have a Executive Director speaking on behalf of Honorable Minister Lucia Ipumbu. We also have the Honorable Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Mr. Per Mushilenge, who's also going to be saying a few words, and of course our line ministry for the Namibia University of Science and Technology from the Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Ita Kanji Murangi will also be saying a few words. So for now, let's take a break. Let's listen to some great music from our violinist, Ronaldo Kandume. And that's just beautiful. The sounds of violin from our musician, Ronaldo Kandume. We'll be still hearing from the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, and in the absence of the Honorable Minister Lucia Ipumbu, who will not be making it today, we have the Executive Director of the same ministry, Shikongo Hayambo. Let's hear and cross over to Mr. Shikongo Hayambo.
Good afternoon, and thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. My name is Shikongo Hayambo. I'm the Executive Director in the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade. I'm standing here on behalf of my minister, and let me also stand by the protocol that's already established. I'm very pleased to be here this afternoon to attend on behalf of my minister, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, of the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, to deliver remarks at the inauguration of the NAST MTC High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select Building. As we were informed, the HTTPS is an initiative of the university in partnership with Namibia's leading mobile telecommunications company and service provider, MTC, aimed at facilitating technological systems for the university, industries, entrepreneurs, amongst others. The launch of this initiative could not have come at a better time when the digital economy is now increasingly the driver for innovation and competitiveness. To leverage the opportunities of today's digital economy, cooperation and partnerships such as this one are critical to foster inclusive economic growth and unlock specialized expertise and investment opportunities for Namibia. In line with Harambee Prosperity Plan 2, HPP2, technologies such as the fourth industrial revolution has the potential to usher into a new set of disruptive and transformative opportunities for our country. Our country therefore stands to reap significant gains and improved efficiencies from HTTPS by moving faster towards a knowledge-based economy as emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence continue to change economies at a fast pace and on a larger scale, and are helping to extend the benefits and opportunities of the digital economy to all. The digital gap today is one of the many faces of inequality, as according to statistics at the current moment, over half of the world's population still do not have access to the internet, let alone new technologies. Therefore, if not managed properly, the wave of technological change may in fact deepen inequalities between the digital haves and the digital have-nots. This innovation holds huge potential to grow the Namibian economy and improve people's lives, and I have no doubt that the NAST MTC industry partnership would promote linkages between services and sectors, between rural and urban economies, as well as capital goods and services-oriented industries. Our ministry has been involved with NAST since 2012 to drive innovation and technology. As MIT, we collaborated in the establishment of the Namibia Business Innovation Center, NBIC, and co-created with NAST the creativity and innovation platform, FabLab. Although FabLab was short-lived, our collaboration continued, and we last year purchased 3D printers, which we launched with NAST. This meant to ensure that we develop a base platform that can support the manufacturing of key COVID-19 essentials, such as medical masks and ventilators. On this project from our side, we have assigned Dr. Michael Umavindu, our Deputy Executive Director for Industrialization, and who also happens to be the Deputy Chairperson of the NAST Council. We thus at MIT remain resolute to ensure that we harness the latent potential that exists at the interface of industrialization and academia. In conclusion, let me express my sincere appreciation to NAST and MTC as they embark on executing the important road towards the digital transformation of our country. The ministry is indeed grateful to you all. With these few remarks, I wish you all a pleasant day ahead. Thank you very much. May we all keep safe during these challenging times. May God bless Namibia. I thank you.
And there you have it from the Executive Director of the Ministry, Mr. Shikongo Hayambo. I'd like to take this moment to ask you to pop some questions down below in the comment section, where we'll be having a look at those later on as we have a Q&A at the end of our program. For now, make sure that if you have any questions, it's a day where we can get some clarity directly from those in the know. We'll also be having a few more words from different ministries. The next up is our Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenge from the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Let's see what the Honorable Doctor has to say.
Director of Ceremonies, Your Excellency Dr. Hage Gigenkop, President of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Professor Peter Kashavivi, Speaker of the National Assembly and Chancellor of the Namibia University of Science and Technology, Honorable Dr. Itakanji Mrangi, Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Ms. Florette Nakusera, Chairperson of NAST Council, Dr. Harold Namap, NAST Vice Chancellor, Dr. Liki Erastus, Managing Director of MTC, dear staff and students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I join you today for the virtual inauguration of NAST's High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. I wish to echo the sentiments of my colleague, the Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Itakanji Mrangi, that the unveiling of this facility is a milestone achievement, not only for Namibia's education sector, but also the ICT sector, if one considers the groundbreaking technologies that will underlie the joint projects that will be undertaken in the HTTPS. Director of Ceremonies, the mandate of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology is, I quote, to lay the foundation of the accelerated use and development of ICT in Namibia and coordinate information management within government, unquote. Although NAST, as an institution of higher learning, does not fall within the scope of MICT, the fact that it is a university of science and technology inevitably means that there are and there will be some areas of overlap between our mandates and activities. The HTTPS is an example of such overlap, and I wish to commend NAST Vice Chancellor, Dr. Harold Namap, and the MTC Managing Director, Dr. Liki Erastus, for forging this partnership between industry and academia that we expect to harness cutting-edge technologies and develop not only business solutions and innovations, but also those with a wider socio-economic impact. Director of Ceremonies, as a relatively small country, Namibia will do well to focus on one or two niche areas in which it can expend resources in order to develop capacity, infrastructure, and put in place the required systems and processes to establish itself as a leader regionally and potentially globally. The HTTPS is a step in this direction in a twofold sense. Firstly, it will aim to explore and develop on the technologies and breakthroughs associated with the fourth industrial revolution. And secondly, its successful functioning and progress, and ultimately the success of the projects undertaken therein, will depend heavily on a dynamic and new model of cooperation between organizations in the private sector and this institution of higher learning. As both the sector minister and an academic, I can confidently state that the Namibian context for such industry-academia partnership on interdisciplinary research, co-creation and co-development is ideal. This is because our country has a very well-established financial sector with large corporations that are leaders in the field on the African continent and further afield. The transition to the provision and access of banking and other related financial services, as well as the ability to carry out related transactions to an online mode via internet banking, cell phone banking, and mobile applications is indicative that local financial institutions and financial service providers have well-established and excellently capacitated ICT departments. We therefore have the ideal partners in our midst, and it is my sincere hope that these private sector's institutions and NAST will develop projects based on the technologies associated with the fourth industrial revolution, as alluded to by Honorable Dr. Kanji Murangi, and thereby push back the boundaries on what was previously thought to be impossible. As the minister charged with the development of ICT in Namibia, it has been my distinct privilege to be part of the launch of this facility. It is indeed a pleasure to witness our country making strides towards the realization of our shared national development goals. I thank you sincerely.
And there you have it, the Honorable Dr. Bea Mushelenga of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technologies. Before we get to our keynote speaker today, we will be having another little break, but before we get into the break, we'll give you a chance to pop some of those questions in those comments below. Those questions all about the inauguration today of HTTPS. We'd love to hear from you, and of course, whether you're on NUST's Facebook page or MTC's Facebook page, do hit a like on that button, subscribe, and get all the information of what NUST and MTC will be getting up to in the months and years to come. Now, what we do have is a performance that's lined up for you a little bit later on, where you can have a little bit of a break. And we've also got some remarks from Honorable Professor Peter Kachavivi, who is the Chancellor at the Namibia University of Science and Technology. For now, let's hear from the Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Ita Kanji Murangi.
It is my singular honor to join you all for the virtual inauguration of the NUST HTTPS. Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Chops Chopara, Your Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Professor Peter Kachavivi, Speaker of the National Assembly and NUST Chancellor, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Honorable Bea Mushelenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Mrs. Florette Nakusere, NUST Chairperson of Council, Dr. Harold Naumab, NUST Vice Chancellor, Dr. Liki Erastus, Managing Director, MTC, staff and students, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good day. This is certainly a milestone achievement, not only for the NUST community, but also for the entire education sector and the business community at large. Director of Ceremonies, Goal 9 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals is aimed at building resilient infrastructure, promoting sustainable industrialization and fostering innovation. The HTTPS speaks directly to the fostering of innovation through the transfer of technology and knowledge between higher education institutions, businesses, and various development partners. The aim is to ensure that technological and scientific developments are available to a wider audience. This anchors the university as a vital center of competence to assist in tackling social challenges and drive economic growth. It is important at this juncture that I recognize and appreciate the ingenuity and excellent efforts that have led to the formidable partnership that has given birth to the NUST MTC High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select project. I'm reliably informed that the main idea behind the HTTPS is to optimally utilize this facility as cost-effective, functional, technology-inspired ecosystem where academia and industry meet to improve competitiveness through transdisciplinary research, co-creation, co-development, application and transfer of specialized knowledge and technology aligned with signature programs. Universities and industries have been collaborating for decades, and the rise of a global knowledge economy has intensified the need for strategic partnerships beyond the traditional funding of discrete research projects. Additionally, the Plaza will aid in implementing procedures and various instruments for delivering quality postgraduate programs and facilitating cutting-edge student research through mentorship and funding. Ladies and gentlemen, the science and technology domains were traditionally male-dominated. However, this has been changing steadily. I was quite pleased to note at the NAS graduation ceremony held last month that the representation of females in information technology fields such as business informatics and computer science at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels is on the rise. My hope is that the HTTPS building will create platforms for the transfer of knowledge and skills to women, and that this will be utilized effectively. May this facility be a hub where women will be nurtured and supported in such a way that they will be in the forefront of creating new innovations and technological patents. Moreover, it is my sincere hope that the HTTPS will facilitate the development and implementation of projects that will in turn give rise to innovative solutions to the challenges currently facing our country. Right now, in the midst of the ongoing novel coronavirus that continues to wreak havoc in our communities, institutions of higher learning must be at the forefront of responding to the needs of our people. It is only through robust and strategic partnerships that we will be able to overcome this devastating pandemic. Last but not certainly the least, I would like to appeal to all the partners in this project, particularly NAST, to ensure the longevity of the HTTPS, for it is not only meant to benefit today's youth, but future generations to come. Sustainability should therefore be a key concept in how you approach the management and running of this cutting-edge facility. Your vision as higher education institution must always be firmly rooted in student-centeredness. This is of the essence. Your charge is therefore bearing the above in mind to ensure that many generations of young Namibians will be able to access the HTTPS, explore challenges, develop new ideas and solutions, and thereby change our country and the world for the better. I thank you.
And there we have it from the Line Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Ita Kanji Murange. Now, while we're at it, we will welcome you an opportunity to grab yourself a beverage. We'll be doing a little bit of a toast later on, so whether you're toasting on vitamin C, immune booster, or a glass of champagne, please do so. But for now, we'll be taking a short break as we go into some music. Thank you for your questions so far. We've got some great questions, and we'll be addressing those in the Q&A a little bit later on. We've got some questions that are asking, how do you as an individual get involved and be part of this wonderful initiative? We'll be addressing some of those questions a little bit later. We've also got a question of what sort of projects is HTTPS most likely to be involved in. All those questions will be directed to MTC's Managing Director and, of course, the VC for NUST, Namibia University of Science and Technology. First, let's cross over to our violinist, Ronaldo Kandume, for more beautiful music. Ronaldo Kandume. And I certainly want to hear from you. You can pop us a question down below in the comments section. This wonderful facility is available to Namibia to express talents and develop and create exciting new technological ways of being able to show different products, and of course to really dig out and bring in the best of the individuals who will be using this wonderful facility. We'll also be hearing from our keynote speaker later on today, so don't go away. For now, we want to hear a few words from the Chancellor of the Namibia University of Science and Technology, Honorable Professor Kachavivi. Let's hear from the Honorable Minister.
Director of Ceremony, His Excellency Dr. Hage G. Keinkop, President of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Dr. Itaka G. Morangi, Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Peya Michelenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Minister Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Ms. Floret Nakusera, NAST Chairperson of Council, Dr. Harold Naumap, Vice Chancellor of NAST, Dr. Liki Erastus, Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Thomas Kesh, Country Director of GIZ Namibia, Mr. Hippie Chivikwa, CEO of Wolf's Bay Corridor Group, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Digital transformation is changing institutions and business around the world. This has been true for some time, but nowhere has digital transformation been more apparent in driving efficiency and creativity and innovation than at universities. It is therefore humbling for me to witness the realization of this truly significant initiative, more so because I stand before you today in my capacity as a Chancellor of NAST. Yes, it is both an honor and privilege to serve as a Chancellor of this esteemed institution that is diligently contributing to digital transformation and development of our country. I am therefore filled with an immense sense of pride to witness homegrown institution take the steps needed to position itself, Namibian industry, and our country at large at the forefront of groundbreaking technological advancement and innovation. It is also satisfying to see that pioneering partnership which has brought this visionary project to fruition is between NAST and one other homegrown ventures, namely MTC, and I therefore wish to echo the sentiments of my fellow speakers today in commending both Dr. Harold Naumap, NAST Vice Chancellor, Dr. Liki Erastus, MTC Managing Director, with their respective teams on this indigenous initiative setting the trend for open accelerated innovation. Director of Ceremonies, ladies and gentlemen, with above comments, it is now my singular honor and privilege to call on the keynote speaker for this occasion, the President of the Republic of Namibia, His Excellency Dr. Hage G. Keinkop, who in himself has set the bar high as the leader of harnessing and bringing together the great minds to address matters of national importance and position the country as thought leader in many respects, and especially in the area of technology and innovation. Your Excellency, please grace us with your address. The floor is yours, and I thank you.
Mr. Jobs Shopara, Program Director, Honorable Professor Peter Kachavivi, Speaker of the National Assembly and Chancellor of NAST, Honorable Dr. Ita Kanji Morangi, Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Pea Mushelenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Ms. Floretta Napusera, Chairperson of NAST Council, Dr. Harold Naumap, Vice Chancellor of NAST, Dr. Liki Erastus, Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Thomas Kersh, Country Director of GIZ Namibia, Mr. Hippie Chivikwa, CEO of Walvis Bay Corridor Group, distinguished invited guests, members of the media, NAST community, and fellow Namibians. Good afternoon to you all. Many of you in this virtual audience today will recall that at the 2016 October graduation ceremony, His Excellency Dr. Hage Gottfried Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, implored the Namibia University of Science and Technology, NAST, that it has a prominent role to play in achieving our national development agenda as a technological university through, among others, the 5 pillars of Harambee Prosperity Plan 2. Honorable Chancellor, I am therefore particularly pleased and honored to, on his behalf, preside over this virtual inauguration of NAST High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select, which is indeed a historic achievement. It offers strategic public sector innovations which can be taken to market as business startups, serving as catalysts for economic growth, employment creation, investment attraction, increasing trade and global competitiveness, and thereby contributing towards the realization of our Harambee Prosperity Plan 2. Vice Chancellor Dr. Harold Naumap, I am reliably informed that you have succeeded to drive this innovative and vibrant HTTPS concept to fruition within your first 100 days in service at the university. Under your leadership, the university secured a $51 million Namibia worth of partnership with MTC, Namibia's largest mobile telecommunications and internet service provision company. As part of this initiative, you furthermore secured commitment from the Southern African Science Service Center on Climate Change and Land Management to the value of $40 million Namibia funded by the German Ministry of Education and Research to establish the Integrated Water Resource Management Graduate School program within this same concept and physical space of the HTTPS. Similar partnerships are established with the German Development Agency, GIZ, and the Walvis Bay Corridor Group, developing new skills for Namibia's next generation workforce and a channel for future recruitment of top talents, offer resilience and connectivity as part of this initiative. Congratulations and well done on a sterling job, Dr. Naumap. Continue to strengthen university, industry, and community partnerships to support and accelerate startups, innovators, and entrepreneurs with your visionary leadership. HTTPS facilitate co-creation and co-development that can unlock specialized expertise amongst our youth and investment opportunities in the digital economy through research and development. The latter are critical in pursuit of digital transformation and enhancement of international competitiveness. Similarly, let us recall the establishment of the India-Namibia Center of Excellence in Information Technology at this university in 2018 as a milestone achievement of the bilateral agreement between our two countries. It is my understanding that it is now fully functional and equipped with state-of-the-art IT infrastructure, including one of the most powerful supercomputers in the country. This IT infrastructure will provide pivotal technological support to the HTTPS initiative and will drive industry-oriented programs and research by addressing the shortage of computing skills in cybersecurity, big data analytics, and e-governance. I am therefore delighted with this initiative and the modern building, which is a beacon for successful public-private partnerships. We can only successfully take new technologies where they are truly needed to people and companies by merging the worlds of science and business, research and innovation. The HTTPS allows us to network in creative, emerging and high-tech research environments at NUST, one of Namibia's most innovative sites with its unique energy and ambience. Fellow Namibians, the world is not sitting idly, waiting for Namibian inventions to be brought to the market. It is imperative for Namibia to optimize its ability to compete for global investment, attract global talent, retain Namibian talent, and encourage the development of great ideas in Namibia that have global potential and impact. NUST HTTPS is a launch pad that will help Namibia meet the latter imperative. To the entrepreneurs in this virtual audience and beyond, eager to develop your budding ideas, I have the deepest admiration for your talent and enthusiasm. Your goal is out there, beckoning. You will not get there in one giant leap, but from this launch pad, you can take an important step towards your goal, towards Namibia's goal. Right here at NUST HTTPS, join the collaborative space to speak to the experts and mentors across the different NUST disciplines in IT, engineering, architecture, agriculture, and natural conservation, business, TVET, innovation and entrepreneurship, transport and logistics, and marketing. Honorable Ministers, Madam Chairperson of the University Council, today we are celebrating innovation, taking hands with NUST and MTC. Innovation and the fourth industrial revolution are also government imperatives and a continuum that start with research and invention and continue through translation into economic and societal benefits. Just last week, the University World News published an article that African heads of state pledged their support towards universities to strengthen Africa's science, technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship capacity. Our continent cannot meet its sustainable development goals or the Agenda 2063 targets without embracing STIE. I therefore advise and encourage you today to use the latest approaches and technologies in order to capitalize on the Internet of Things, augmented reality, virtual reality, robotics, and artificial intelligence, and as such, embrace and harness the opportunities of the fourth industrial revolution and beyond. Our best technological university in Namibia knows the importance of innovation through collaboration. One of our best technological companies, MTC, is on board with NAST to lead the HTTPS. I am therefore looking forward to the HTTPS being a hub and a home to students, researchers, faculty, industry, and the community, where smart ideas are nurtured and the entrepreneurs are assisted in the formation of technology startup companies. The latter will co-create a social and commercial value that will result in building resilient communities, which is so relevant in today's local and regional economy. As startups create 80% of the new jobs, new industries, and new solutions. Honorable Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, a new era of excellence has dawned upon NAST, during which it is destined to realize technological benefits through strategic cooperations with investors, researchers, business leaders, corporate partners, and the community. The HTTPS signifies the NAST robust and competitive advantage and provide a 6-story physical space within a vibrant technological and innovative ecosystem. This is expected to make Namibia a vibrant, technology-driven economy through technological development, adaptation, and innovation. Madam Chairperson, Vice Chancellor, the NAST community, key stakeholders, and fellow Namibians, with these few words, I share in your excitement. As a first of its kind in Namibia, embrace this opportunity with tenacity, because it will set the country on a path to catch up with the leading nations of the world. It is now my singular honor and privilege to declare the High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select officially inaugurated, and I thank you.
And there we have it, the words from our Vice President of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Dr. Nangolo Mbumba. For now, we would like to have a special toast for a wonderful achievement that we have. And joining me on stage is Dr. Harold Naumab, the Vice Chancellor for NUST, and Dr. Licky Erastus, the Managing Director of MTC, to the inauguration of the HTTPS Center. A toast.
I'm just here for a good time. I'm not here for a long time. It's a bad day, not a bad life.
A wonderful celebration we have today, and of course, a chance for you to celebrate at home, whether you're having some champagne or non-alcoholic sparkling like we are at the HTTPS facility, or even a glass of some vitamin C, whichever way you would like to celebrate. We welcome you to celebrate with this amazing achievement that we have established today in the capital city. And of course, we're looking forward to the talents of the students as an innovative hub that offers all things that any student will want to have as a high-tech facility. For now, let's cross over for some more music, our violinist from Ronaldo Kandume. welcome back, and we still have an opportunity for you to send us those questions. Pop them in the comments section below, and we'll be addressing those in our Q&A just shortly. A little bit later on, we've also got something that is a very special opportunity for the council chairperson of NUST, which would be Mrs. Florette Nakusera, who will be also giving a vote of thanks. But for now, we'd really love to hear from you. We've got some questions that we'll be addressing in our Q&A just shortly. For now, let's cross over to the council chairperson for NUST, Ms. Florette Nakusera.
Director of Ceremonies, Mr. Chop Shopara, His Excellency Dr. Hage-Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Professor Peter Kachavivi, Speaker of the National Assembly and Chancellor of NUST, Honorable Dr. Itakanji Murangi, Minister of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation, Honorable Dr. Peya Mushelenga, Minister of Information and Communication Technology, Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, NUST Council members, Dr. Errol Nauma, Vice Chancellor of NUST, Dr. Liki Erastus, Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Thomas Kish, Country Director of GIZ Namibia, the academic and administrative staff members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am privileged and honored to be given the opportunity to extend a vote of thanks to all. This is an extraordinary event that showcases what the university has accomplished to date and also what is in store for the future. Director of Ceremonies, allow me to give a special thanks to His Excellency Dr. Hage-Geingob, the President of the Republic of Namibia. We sincerely value and appreciate his continued support and commitment to the growth and development of higher education in the country. Moreover, the President's vision for the advancement and harnessing of opportunities that would be presented by the fourth industrial revolution and the quest for the country to take advantage of this is clearly enhanced by his recent appointment of the fourth industrial revolution task force that would have to come up with and identify policies, strategies, and actions that would position Namibia as a competitive global player. Director of Ceremonies, allow me to express my word of thanks to our Chancellor, our Minister of Higher Education, the Minister of ICT, and the Minister of Trade and Industrialization for being part of this prestigious event and for making profound remarks that give so much sunshine and limelight to the HTTPS building. Allow me to also thank our industry partners, GIZ and the Wolfish Bay Corridor Group, for their continued support and commitment. Director of Ceremonies, a special thanks goes to MTC, its entire leadership, the board, Dr. Liki Erastus, and all their staff for partnering with us and for making a significant contribution towards making this event a huge success. To the NUST Vice Chancellor, Dr. Errol Nauma, your steady hand and leadership is clearly demonstrated and expressed through your hard work, dedication, and resolute leadership you have brought to the institution. This facility, ladies and gentlemen, was initially developed out of a need to address a lack of parking and office space at both lower and upper campuses of the university. The arrival of the institution's new Vice Chancellor heralded a new strategic direction for this particular facility. Indeed, it is now transformed from a parking and a postgraduate space towards an integrated ecosystem for industry, entrepreneurs, and academia. It is now a national hub to immerse strategic thinking that will increase the national appetite for the fourth industrial revolution and to offer a safe and risk mitigating transitional environment for national institutions and businesses. Last but not least, our deepest gratitude to all NUST management and staff for supporting this cause and organizing such a splendid event. To those who participated and watched this event through the live stream, your interest and continued commitment is a significant encouragement to us. Many thanks for your valued support, and thank you once again for joining us.
And there we have it from the Council Chairperson for the Namibia University of Science and Technology, Ms. Florette Nakusera. Thank you for your comments down below, and of course some of your questions. We're going to be addressing those shortly with Dr. Harold Naumab, and also the Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Licky Erastus. First, let's cross over and have a look at some of the comments that you've been sharing with us on social media. Remember, if you're on NUST page, Facebook page, or on MTC Facebook page, we can catch your comments, and if you would, hit that like button and get those notifications of what NUST and MTC will be getting up to. Some of the comments say congratulations to NUST on your well-deserved success, and absolutely indeed. So thank you for Hepu for sending us through that comment, and of course we'd still like to hear from you. If you've got any questions, you can still send it through via our Facebook page as comments. Antoinette says, watching from Swakopmund. Hello to you, Antoinette, and it's great that you are watching. If you are watching from NUST or MTC's page, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment below. We'll be going through to the Q&A just shortly. We've got Alina David who says, well done to NUST and MTC, keep on shining, my leaders. What a wonderful comment, and of course MTC and both NUST will keep on shining for the future students and the future leaders of Namibia. Vicky says, wow, Ronaldo, that is very impressive. It certainly is. Ronaldo's been delivering some exceptional work on the violin, and a big thank you to Ronaldo for today. Let's hear from Helvi Level, who says, will the hub be open to be used by other institutions? I think I'll start that question off with our VC for NUST. If you can assist us with answering Helvi, who says, will the hub be open to be used by other institutions?
Yes, thank you so much, Helvi, for the question. Yes, indeed, this facility is a national facility. Its purpose is intended to support anyone who may have an idea that can generate interest in terms of a technology-led, technology-infused project, irrespective of its size or sector. We would be delighted to hear from you, either through MTC or through NUST. We will, of course, announce specific arrangements of how it would be done. But certainly, to answer your question, indeed, that's why we call it an ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Helvi. And we'll go on to a few other questions in the comment list. And you can also still send me those comments down below, whether you're streaming on NUST's Facebook page or on MTC's Facebook page. We've got Paula who says, what sort of projects are in the pipeline? So if we could start with the Managing Director of MTC, Dr. Licky Erastus, if you've got any comments on what sort of projects are we most likely to be working on in the pipeline?
Yeah, without really being specific by name in terms of the projects that we are currently busy with, I should state that we are looking into emerging technologies, we are looking into IIT, we are looking into projects that are enabling smart city, smart solutions. We are looking into cybersecurity and a few other software development projects. And this is basically key for the establishment of this is that we are aware that incubation is scattered all over. So what we want to achieve is to try and bring it under the same roof, and then so that we can then create synergies and avoid duplication in terms of resources and efforts, so that then moving forward it can guide priority in terms of innovation, especially for the country.
Thank you very much, Dr. Erastus, and that's a great question from Paula. Thank you very much, Paula. And wherever you are, we'd love to hear from you. You can still send us through some questions. We're going to take a few more questions from our social media page, and you can always send it through to us. We've got a question from Dam Singh, who says, I'd like to express congratulations on the launch of the HTTPS. It's not a question, it's a comment, so thank you very much, Dam, and thank you very much for sending us that comment. We are going to look at a few more comments that are down below on our page. Lesedi says, have you considered the rooms to be big enough to accommodate everyone present in such a way that they are socially distanced, as seen as the fight against COVID-19 is far from over. I think I'll address that question to Dr. Naumeb, the VC for NUST.
Yes, thank you so much for that question. The HTTPS is both a physical space, but it is also a virtual environment. That means that we expect that those who would have interest and would be participating in this ecosystem would make use of virtual platforms as well as the physical spaces. But indeed, the physical spaces are of sufficient size, depending on the undertaking. And of course, we ensure at all times, at NUST, but also from MTC, that we comply with the public health regulations. Thank you indeed.
And that was a great question from Lesedi. So thank you very much, Lesedi, for that question, asking about the COVID-19 regulations that are in place, and would the HTTPS be able to handle the stresses and the pressures of the regulations. We're going to have a look at a few more comments before we head over and close our program. We've got a question from Richo who says, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to witness the HTTPS's partnership between the various institutions. These disruptive technologies in Industry 4.0 have a plethora of applications. Does the HTTPS have a specific area or areas and sectors of the economy that it would like to prioritize for the digital transformation? I think I will hand that question over first to Dr. Erastus, and then I'll hand the same question over to Dr. Naumeb. Dr. Erastus.
Yeah, if we have to say specific areas, then we will limit ourselves, because I think innovation should go as broad as possible. That's why we are encouraging collaboration between government, we are encouraging collaboration between industry, collaboration between developers and other institutions. Now, once you create a synergy in terms of collaboration, again, referring back to what I earlier said in terms of incubation being scattered all over, if we manage to bring that under one roof, then surely it will be able to then set the foundation in terms of what is critical. Because all in all, what we are looking at is what are the projects that can benefit Namibia as a country and turn us into a knowledge society, so that we push for digital enablement throughout the country. So this will be a combination of emerging technologies. This will be, in short, let me say, it will be projects that will generally change the livelihoods of Namibians in terms of experience, basically.
Thank you very much, Dr. Erastus. And I'll pose the same question to our Dr. Naumeb. I really see a potential with agriculture and this wonderful facility. But from the top of your mind now, same question as asked by Risho is there a particular sector or industries that the HTTPS will be focusing on?
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Well, of course, this space is a space for innovation. It's a blue ocean space. That means we're looking at creativity and innovative projects that would have, perhaps from an impact perspective, would have impact on our social progression from a national perspective. It would have impact on our businesses, so that our businesses become competitive and can push out products into the market that can, attract further investment. But perhaps to say that agriculture, of course, is one of those sectors that can benefit from technology-led, technology-infused thinking. The banking sector, the telecommunications sector, the logistics sector, all of these sectors have huge potential to take up emerging technologies within the fourth IR scope. And we are looking forward to great ideas that will come to this HTTPS. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Naumeb. And we're going to take one or two more questions before ending our program. And thank you so much for sending us those questions from our social media page. Morris is asking, will HTTPS open for NUST students at large? That question I think I'll direct straight to our Vice Chancellor of NUST.
Thank you. HTTPS is open to NAST students. If you're a NAST student, you would understand that we prime ourselves as an institution that has an integrated teaching and learning approach. That means practical learning, work-integrated learning are one of the key aspects. What this facility does in principle is to bring the industry closer to the doorstep so that you would have on day-to-day engagement with experts, technical experts and industry experts in your own space. So we welcome students to interact with the HTTPS at all times. It's open for students indeed. Thank you.
And there we have it. And that's all the time we can have for today for our questions. But remember, you can always get in touch with the staff at NUST. And of course, once the HTTPS facility is up and buzzing, you can always send an email. Oh, we've got another question. Our last one from Lucy, who says, is the facility open for anybody who wants to come and view? I think again, Dr. Naumab, that question I'll direct to you as our final question.
Yes, thank you. As I said before, this is a public institution. It's an ecosystem. We want to harness the national intellectual power, concentrated in such a way that the impact and the acceleration on development is felt. And in that respect, everyone is welcome. Of course, there will be arrangement in terms of how that would be facilitated, but this is a national iconic facility. We welcome everyone on board. Thank you.
And there we have it. We'd like to keep our program short and sweet and to the point. Big thank you again to all the words that have come from the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, the Minister of Information and Communication, as well as Higher Education, Technology and Innovation. Of course, we'd like to thank MTC once again for the hard work that has gone into creating this wonderful initiative, as well as the staff and the team at NUST. The HTTPS is officially launched, and we thank you for dialing in and streaming in to this wonderful inauguration. A big thank you again from the words from our His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob and our Vice President Dr. Nangula Mbumba. Once again, a big thank you to you for streaming in, and we've come to the end of our program, where we will rise to sing the national anthems of the African Union and then the national anthem of the Republic of Namibia. If I may kindly ask you to rise.
Let us all unite and celebrate together. The victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the star, let us make Africa the tree of life. Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, over the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee.
There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, bringing us to the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. A big thank you once again to Dr. Errol Naumab and Dr. Likirasis for joining us. And thank you. We got one more performance by Ronaldo Kandume, who's going to perform just for you as we close our program. A big thank you for myself as Master of Ceremonies, Chops Chopara. It's for now. Stay safe, be loved, and until next time.
Watch make that head sound, baby.
Subscriber with a sister, a friend and a mom who are always needing airtime, and a lady who missed a call back from a job interview cause she ran low on airtime. Over here, our super social lady who couldn't share with her friends cause they ran out of data. Then they remembered Tamba from MTC. They dial *682# and follow the prompt. That's right. Thanks to Tamba Gifting, Transfer in Advance, they all got what they need. Thank you, Tamba. Tamba, Tamba, Gifting, Tamba. Tamba, Tamba, Transfer, Tamba. Tamba, Tamba, Advance, Tamba. Tamba, Tamba, Connecting, Tamba. Thanks to Tamba, we all are connected.
Hey! So, I'm practicing to beat my dad tonight, but he doesn't know that. He thinks he's going to walk in here and win the whole game, but not tonight. Because thanks to Mom, I've got my secret weapon. It's Spectra Home Internet. So now, I don't miss any tutorials and I get to practice against other players online. You know, like actual masters and not amateurs. But don't tell Dad, because he is going down tonight.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, Dad.
Now, who's ready to be beat?
With MTC Spectra, it's always game on. Experience faster upload and download speeds from 10 to 100 megabytes per second at home, unlimited.
How did you do that?
Sign up today. Email us at spectra@mtc.com.na.
You ready to be beat?
Or dial toll free on 90111. MTC, make the connection.
The Namibia University of Science and Technology is driven by its vision to be a premier university, preparing leaders for the knowledge economy. The university remains committed to being responsive, creatively meeting the needs of students, society, and the economy through multiple pathways for excellent education, applied research, innovation, and service in collaboration with stakeholders. Situated in the center of the Windhoek city, the university boasts state-of-the-art facilities to support its teaching and learning, research, and services. To achieve the socio-economic goals set for Namibia in Vision 2030, the university offers 90 under- and postgraduate market-driven qualifications developed in close collaboration with the industry, national and international partners through its 6 faculties. The Faculty of Computing and Informatics offers bachelor's, bachelor honors, master's, and PhD qualifications in computer sciences and informatics. As one of the oldest faculties on campus, the Faculty of Engineering hosts the Material Testing Institute that provides advanced education through the continuous professional development, applied research and consultancy in different engineering projects. The Faculty of Health and Applied Sciences provides professional programs aimed at improving public health through diagnosis, patient care and management, emergency medical care and care for the environment, as well as natural sciences, mathematics and statistics. The Faculty of Human Sciences consists of the departments of Communication, Languages and Education, and Social Sciences, and offers, amongst others, qualifications in journalism and media technology and criminal justice. The Faculty of Management Sciences is the largest faculty and hosts 2 postgraduate units, the Harold Pupkewitz Graduate School of Business and Namibia's Graduate School of Accounting. The Faculty of Natural Resources and Spatial Sciences impart knowledge and skills in its graduates required in the sustainable utilization and management of natural resources, contributing to a sustained national economic growth and competitiveness. The faculty's strategies and actions are aligned to ensure they remain relevant to the Namibian nation and the global society through the Integrated Land Management Institute and the Agribusiness and Technology Development Center. The university also hosts the Center for Open and Lifelong Learning, the Cooperation Education Unit, and the Teaching and Learning Unit promoting academic excellence. Research and innovation are supported by the Namibia Business Innovation Institute, the Technology Transfer Office, Innovation Design Lab, and Fab Lab Namibia. Namibia Energy Institute, NEI, a national institute founded by the Ministry of Mines and Energy, hosted at Namibia University of Science and Technology, envisages a sustainable energy supply structure based on widespread use of renewable energy. The Namibia Energy Institute is unique in that it not only is a training and capacity building institution, but also conducts research and development. It is becoming increasingly clear that the climate change is an inevitable process. Increasing climatic variability would have serious implications for the supply of food, energy and water, which forms the basis of a self-sufficient economy. The impact will be amplified through the interconnections and interdependence among these 3 resources, popularly known as the food-energy-water nexus. NUST intends to address the nexus challenge by investigating technology options to address food and livelihood security in both urban and rural contexts. Hence, looking into substance solutions as part of a mixed livelihood strategy, which requires an integrated model strengthened by indigenous knowledge systems linked to highly competitive technology advancement and adaptation options. Namibia is endowed with natural resources required for renewable energy supplies from the sun, wind, and biomass from invader bush. NUST will continue to contribute to the knowledge pool and clean energy development pathway in order to inform scaling up the use of renewable energy and energy-efficient technologies. NUST will advance the development of decision support software which will enable clinicians to adhere to best practices research, including research on small wireless, biomedical sensors and ultra-wideband radar technology, as well as portable ultrasound technology in support of early detection, treatment and management of diseases. The Namibia University of Science and Technology is at the forefront of investigating the next decade of operational and commercial reality in logistics. Namibia University of Science and Technology, research for impact, the hub of innovation, an institution par excellence.
NUST welcomes you to their fully sustainable multi-purpose state-of-the-art building, the High-Tech Transfer Plaza Select. In partnership with MTC, the building accommodates all kinds of scientific research. Situated in Windhoek, Namibia. The building stands 6 stories tall, with a parking lot housing over 250 cars. The ground floor is a retail space with a virtual reality pod housing progressive technologies that enable and capacitate the Namibian youth. As an autonomous and independent entity, NUST, through the HTTPS, provides the canvas on which industry and other stakeholders can interact and develop projects and ideas through collaborative efforts and skill share. It's an inviting space where the new knowledge and technology transfer will drive inventions that will contribute to the socio-economic development of Namibia. NUST can further provide existing equipment, infrastructure and skill sets to develop and realize key projects. The HTTPS represents the university's new strategic goal of industry partnerships and technological advancements and development, capacitating the Namibian populace and youth. The abundant facilities including but not limited to the state-of-the-art audio and video conference rooms, large open-plan study and research areas, convention and presentation rooms, and postgraduate and doctoral study rooms, form a conduit between industry and the university's research and academic activities. The HTTPS is not just a collection of brick-mortar and high-speed fiber cables, it is a model of merging practice and theory, a repository of concepts, ideas that have the potential to change the Namibian landscape through the infusion of technology and expertise both national and international, enriching and supercharging Namibia's greatest asset, our human capital.